Hello, everybody. Do not adjust your screens or your audio, your headphones. We are back for a very special occasion. We are, of course, Ojai Films. I am Jordi Steele, and I am joined, as always, by Cameron Howe. This is our preview discussion of the Phase 5 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was announced last week of recording. When this goes up, it will probably be 2 weeks. We will be discussing Phase 6 and 7 in a separate video. So keep an eye out for that video. But Cameron, the last Marvel film we discussed on this channel was Eternals.
Oh, did we even do Spider-Man?
No.
Oh my god.
In 5 seconds or less, please share your thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home.
I really enjoyed it. It was one of the best events, Phase 4. There you go.
Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
What a letdown. Please, no more of that.
Thor Love and Thunder.
Nyeh.
Yeah. Fantastic. So, let's move on to the future ahead of us. Before actually we get to Phase 5, we have the final film in Phase 4, which is Black Panther Wakanda Forever. We finally got a trailer, and it was very beautiful.
It's a nice, very Avatar. Very Avatar.
Very, very Avatar, which again was beautiful.
In this great future, you can't forget your past. So dry your tears, I say.
T'Challa is dead.
Yep.
And it will deal with the fallout of T'Challa dying. We got our first look at Tenoch Huerta as Namor. He's got winged feet, just like in the comics.
Yeah.
He is the first mutant in Marvel's publishing history, so would make sense for him to be the first official mutant in the MCU.
But that's not true. We've already had an official mutant.
Well, we know she's got a mutation. But,
you mean Kamala Khan from Miss Marvel?
Yeah, she hasn't been deemed a mutant yet. She hasn't been called explicitly. We found out that he is going to be the commander of Talocan, and not Atlantis, which will be based on Mayan and Aztec cultures, and mythology, such as Wakanda is based on African.
Does that mean Atlantis
different people
is a no-go completely then? We're just not bothered
with
Aquaman?
No.
Yeah.
I think this will probably be hidden somewhere. I don't know if it'll be because the Talocan people are blue, except for Namor, who is half human, and they seem to need breathing apparatus to breathe above water, and we see them riding a whale, which is quite cool. So they seem to be able to breathe underwater, and we also see the throne room of Namor, which is like a shark jaws, which is really cool. So that's underwater. So they might be underwater, but we shall see. I think it's probably a lot to do with Aquaman, and they don't want to associate.
Those comparisons are coming no matter what, so
yeah. We got our first look at Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams, who will play Ironheart. She's going to get her own series in Phase 5. We are yet to find out if she is Wakandan or part of some outreach program that we saw them start at the end of the first Black Panther.
I'd say the latter. I would argue the latter. Yeah. I think it'd be a bit weird if they all came from Wakanda. You know, like every main black character, bar Don Cheeto, is from Wakanda. So
yeah. We also see Ramonda has taken over the throne, presumably carrying on from the 5 years of the blip, because we know T'Challa and Shuri were dusted. So that's probably how she's in power. But she does say in the trailer, "My entire family's gone." Now, that could be during the 5 years, or something could happen to Shuri throughout this film.
I think we'll start with flashbacks. I think we're going to get a lot of flashbacks to the blip. I think that makes more sense.
There might be a point where she thinks she's dead, but she's actually, I don't know, she somehow goes to the ancestral plane.
Well, she's going to go to the ancestral plane because she's going to take the Black Panther berries.
The Black Panther berries. Yes. We do see at the end someone will take over Black Panther. It has been leaked through goddamn Lego again. Who that is. So we won't really go into that, but there is a chance that there might be multiple Black Panthers.
Black Panther Eye? Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Black Panther. There has been some controversy very quickly since the release of the trailer. The TikToker known as Soups tweeted if it is something along the lines of, if it is Shuri taking over the mantle of Black Panther, I hope we get to see her training and not just taking the heart-shaped plant and being able to beat Namor in a fight.
One, you mean Black Panther berries, and two, I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of this.
But it ignores the fact that she fought at the end of Black Panther and in the Battle of Earth.
Yeah, she was there.
So she is combat trained. They could heavily imply that she's been trained by Okoye and Nakia, who I really think should be Black Panther, which is why I hope that they are going to do multiples.
Yeah.
Because Lupita Nyong'o is just a bigger name for future films. So you want her to be a mainstay.
You don't have the controversy either, really.
We also see Wakanda being flooded, even in the throne room. So obviously there's going to be a conflict between Wakanda and the Talakans, whatever they're called.
Talakan.
And it's going to escalate quite seriously.
Yep.
So yeah, that's it's going to be really cool, and I'm really looking forward.
It's one of the few Marvel movies I'm excited for. There's maybe two that they announced that I'm actually yes, can't wait, so excited.
Right.
So yeah.
We shall get to those in due course, because we're moving on to Phase 5, starting, coming out on February 17th, 2023. We have Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
The only other one I'm excited for.
All right.
It's just one of two.
Is that purely because of Bill Murray?
No, I like Paul Rudd. And that's
true.
That's it.
We learned that it's going to be set mostly in the quantum realm, which, with the name Quantumania, isn't a surprise. I mean, you can't just put quantum in front of everything.
It's quantum, baby.
Scott Lang has written a book called Look Out for the Little Guy. So he's, as well as doing the podcast that we learned in Miss Marvel, that seems to be how everyone knows about everything, essentially.
And is that so? He's leaking everything for the Avengers. Do you think that's how he managed to get himself into Rogers as well? Right,
possibly. I think there's a chance that either one, he just said, "Oh yeah, I'm an Avenger," and then people were like, "Oh, so he must have been there," or he talked about going back in time to 2012, and people misinterpreted it, and they were like, "Oh, he was always there."
Yeah. He was always there. It was just little teeny tiny.
Just a little teeny boy. Flick me, Tony. Catherine Newton came out on stage. She's playing Cassie. She will assume the role of Stature.
Awesome.
We got a poster for Quantumania, and that revealed her sort of purple suit variant of the classic Ant-Man suit. She gets taken to the quantum realm by an unknown force. I wonder who it could be.
Do you think it is Kang the Conqueror?
Possibly.
Maybe.
I think Kang might appear in this film.
Maybe. We did get some footage.
Played by Jonathan Majors. There was a really cool shot where I think it's maybe the only shot that he's in the trailer, where Scott's like, "I'm an Avenger," and he's like, "You're an Avenger. Have I killed you before?"
Do you think we'll get full blue, purple, green boy kind of situation?
I don't know, because so far we haven't seen it, but it is a mask. He's not blue.
Oh,
In the comic, it is a mask.
that's sad.
So it could eventually be that he puts on a mask.
Yeah.
There's a brief shot of MODOK, who seems to be more mechanical than previous incarnations, where it's a giant head.
And the hot rumor is it's Yellow Jacket. That was the hot rumor.
Yeah, it's Corey Stoll's character from the first Ant-Man, who we saw got shrunk and deformed, but we never really saw what happened to him. So there's a chance it could be. And then also Bill Murray as a resident of Chronopolis, which is the city that we saw briefly in the first Ant-Man in the Quantum Realm, which this could be a main setting. You looking forward to it, Cameron?
Yes, I am. You know, I love the Ant-Man films. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp, we gave a hard time. If you go back and watch that review, we gave it quite a hard time I think mainly because it was right after Infinity War, and we were expecting bigger things. If you watch that movie by itself, it's a fun ride. You know, it's fun, and I like that. This one seems to have higher stakes. I'm all for it. Bill Murray's in it. There was another thing I wanted to mention. I've completely forgotten what it was, because I had a question for you, but it's gone now. It's lost to the ether. But we love Paul Rudd in this house, so exciting.
Next up in spring of 2023, we got Secret Invasion, the Disney Plus series.
Yep.
It has been described as a dark espionage thriller using the extreme paranoia of not knowing who's a Skrull to the fullest. Kobe Smulders and Sam Jackson will return as Maria Hill and Nick Fury, which opposes previous rumors that it was going to be set during the 5 years. But we could see back and forths between real Nick Fury and
Maria Hill
and Talos and whatever the woman Skrull is called.
But Ben Mendelsohn's back, isn't he?
Ben Mendelsohn is back because at the footage shown at the panel, there's a scene between, I think, either Nick Fury or Maria Hill and Talos. So that'll be interesting. We also got confirmation that Olivia Colman and Emilia Clarke and Kingsley Ben-Adir will be joining them as unannounced characters. Although we
Skrulls.
Possibly. We have also had there's rumors that Olivia Colman is playing a gender swapped version of the character Union Jack.
What? Like a superhero?
Yeah.
Oh.
But probably like aged as well. Then in May 5th, 2023, we got the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Again, this trailer was leaked at a very terrible
There's
angle.
a good angle. There's a good
Terrible
angle
audio.
version. There's a good angle
Is
version.
there?
Yes.
Cool. I probably won't watch it because I just want to wait till the
Yeah,
full
that's fair.
thing is. But we saw the High Evolutionary because he made an appearance in costume, and we learned that it's basically going to be a film about Rocket being the saddest creature in the galaxy.
That's a direct quote
James
from
Gunn. Yeah. We do see glimpses of Baby Rocket. Baby Rocket will appear in this film, and it especially set to the flaming lips. Do you realize? It's gonna be such a sad film, and emotional, and it's going to be the last Guardians film with this team up, essentially.
And does Gunn? Do you think we'll lose Gunn from the MCU from now on? Is he gonna switch sides, or?
I'd like to see him continue, but I do think he's going to now focus more on all the DC projects that he's got lined up. at least for a good 5 years.
That's fair. I would say that's absolutely fair.
Yeah. In the summer of 2023, we have Echo, the return of Echo, who we met in Hawkeye. Hawkeye the New. Daredevil is rumored to appear in this series. Although with all of Daredevil's appearances in other projects, it's highly likely.
Yeah.
There was also a rumor that he'll be looking for Jessica Jones that'll be his story, his subplot. Then in summer of 2023 again, we have Loki season 2. When we left off Loki, he was in Sylvie had killed He Who Remains, who is a variant of possibly Nathaniel Richards and Kang the Conqueror, and that had opened up the time and the multiverse. And Loki had thought he'd gone back to the TVA to find his friend Mobius, but they were different. They were different versions.
And will we find the proper Mobius again, or is that done? Like I'm worried. I'm worried for my boy.
I know it's worrying.
To be fair, that was the last 2 episodes of Loki were like maybe 3. I was really down on Loki for most of the season, but the last couple episodes were incredible. I loved that. I am really excited to see where they go from here, but I don't know. I don't know like what's good. Just exciting. I'm like that's one of the actually we'll go 3. This is the third one I'm somewhat excited for. The second one being Guardians of the Galaxy, which I forgot to mention when you said. So there you go.
We'll hopefully get. This will be probably the second time we see Kang. So continuing on from AntMan and the Wasp: Quantumania. Then in July 29th, 2023, we have The Marvels, which will feature Carol Danvers, Kamala Khan, and Monica Rambeau. We've seen a tease of this at the end of Miss Marvel, of course, with Kamala and Carol Danvers swapping places. It is likely that the sort of brace that Kamala wears that gives her her powers, or unlocks her powers, is the Negabands, which in the comics are these sort of cosmic artifacts that Rick Jones, who is a character that I'm surprised has never appeared in the MCU because he's usually like a sidekick, he wears, and we clangs them together just like Wonder Woman does, and he switches places with Captain Marvel.
Oh.
Captain Marvel, the original.
Marvel. Do you think we'll see Marvel?
I mean, we've already seen Marvel.
Have we?
In Captain Marvel.
Oh, that you assume I have watched that movie recently.
Because they gender swapped.
Oh yes.
It was, I want to say Angela Lansbury, but that's not correct.
No, you're thinking of not. I was going to say Angela Bassett because she made my brain mush. It's Annette Bening. That's who it is.
That's the one.
There we go.
Yes,
but she was evil.
But no, that was the Supreme Intelligence taking the shape of Annette Bening because it appears to you however you want it to appear or whatever. But yes,
I really don't like that movie.
When a character is not in the universe after being clanged by the Negabands, they are kept in the negative zone, which is a very important place.
Isn't that where Superman hides
the
Lex
Marvel
Luthor?
universe? That's the Phantom Zone.
Oh, sounds the same.
The negative zone is very important to Annihilus, and the Annihilation sort of event, and the Fantastic Four.
But what about Galactus? When do we get him?
We'll get to that soon, I think. It might also be the debut of Adam Brashear, who plays Blue Marvel, because I just want him.
There's lots of Marvels.
Yeah. In November 3rd, 2023, we have Blade, starring Mahershala Ali. We've got no plot at all, but we know that Bassam Tarek, who directed Mogul Mowgli, will be directing. Then in Fall of 2023, we have the Ironheart series, again starring Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams. Set leaks about the Hood possibly appearing, who is a character of like a gun-toting gangster wearing a magical hood that allows him to teleport. However, with the teases we got for Armor Wars in 2020, which wasn't actually talked about at all in this panel, with Stark Tech falling into the wrong hands, I'm wondering if the Hood, which in the comic was magical, it might actually be nanotechnology. And the person wearing it isn't Parker Robbins, who is the Hood in the comics, but the Crimson Cowl, which is the second iteration of the Hood, who is actually Justine Hammer.
Justine Hammer?
The daughter of Justin Hammer.
Could we not just have it be Justin Hammer? Because I'd like to see him come back.
But he's locked up. I mean, that could be how we get Justin Hammer back. It could also be setting her up for the Thunderbolts.
He also never had a kid.
As far as we know.
Yeah, but should only be like should only be like 12, you know?
Yeah. In winter 2023, going into 2024,
in when, sorry?
We have
in when?
Winter.
In winter. It's winter.
In winter. In winter 2023, going into 2024, we have Agatha Coven of Chaos, the return of Agatha Harkness and Catherine Hahn. With the only thing we know so far, or is rumored so far, is Amy Poehler having a cameo.
Well, that's good.
That's all we know.
But why change the name? I don't like that name anymore. Also, why this?
House of
I don't get it. I don't know why we're doing this. It doesn't make sense to me. But maybe it'll be good.
And Agatha, yeah. Well, maybe. And I'm just spitballing here. It's gonna talk about, and we're gonna introduce Mephisto.
Do you think they'll? That would be smart.
Agatha talks to Mephisto, and Mephisto's like, I have a wee soul trapped here. A Wanda Maximoff, and she actually survived, but didn't really survive at the end of Multiverse of Madness. But Mephisto has her.
Why don't you make these?
I don't know. I ask myself that every day. And then in spring 2024, we have Daredevil Born Again, 18 episodes, first season of multiple. It's going to be long.
I don't want it. I don't think
4.5 months.
I don't think I want it. I don't want that kind of commitment.
I want it.
The
Vincent D'Onofrio is set to return as Wilson Fisk. Was Matt Murdock blipped?
No. Yes. Maybe. Do we get an origin story? What's the deal? Like, did they announce what the deal is with this?
He's a variant. The Netflix series aren't part of the Earth 616.
Okay.
I think they should designate the Netflix universe as Earth 666
because it was a hellscape.
Because devil, yeah. Will Jessica Jones and Luke Cage or Danny Rand appear? What if during the 5 years Jessica Jones and Luke Cage had a child? I think she's called Danielle Cage. And maybe if when they were off having a child and Daredevil was blipped, the only one to face Wilson Fisk and stop him from rising up the crime world was Iron Fist. But unfortunately,
he died.
He died. He got killed by Kingpin, and that's how you write him off and be like, "Oh, that's why he's gone."
Oh no, we don't want. Oh, Danny's dead. Oh no.
Yeah,
that's such a shame.
He died on his way home. And then in May 23rd, 2024, we have Captain America: New World Order. It is being directed by Julius Ona, who directed Loose and the Cloverfield Paradox. Did you ever see Loose?
I didn't, but I saw the Cloverfield Paradox.
Oh. The New World Order subtitle could be leaning once again to this espionage and conspirator side of the Captain America namesake and series, or does it reference the Order of Another World?
No, I think it might just be like a conspiracy theory thing.
Yeah. Or will it be Sam Wilson versus Hulk Hogan?
That's a niche joke.
That
I don't even get fully.
Yeah. And then in Thunderbolts on July 25th, 2024, Jake Schreier, who directed Paper Towns, is directing. And we got no other information on that. According to Wyatt Russell, he hasn't even been talked to about Thunderbolts. So maybe it's just they're trying to finalize the script before getting contracts done.
Dream lineup, go.
Dream lineup. If it's basically just the Suicide Squad, then I'd like U.S. Agent, Yelena Belova, Red Guardian. I'd also put Zemo. I'd put original characters like stupid like Texas Tornado and the Headsman, and yeah, I think you got a lot of fun ways to go. I also pitched to you the idea that it could be a team led by Loki that's part of the TVA that is a bunch of basically variants that instead of being pruned, they got the choice to join this team and do stuff. I think that would be a really cool project, but it sounds a lot like the Anachronauts, which we will get onto in the next video.
But the quick one on the Thunderbolts. Red Hulk, yes, no.
Well, no, because he's dead in real life. But
I know, but like how we get... Come on.
Well, that's what thinking about that is what brought me to that pitching you the TVA idea, because what if it was a young Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross that they picked up, because instead of Bruce Banner becoming the Hulk, he became the Hulk.
Okay, that's smart.
And yeah, that's why I thought of that. But it does seem like it's probably going to be characters connected to Contessa Delafontaine.
Yeah.
Played by Juliette Louis-Dreyfus. Missing projects that weren't talked about at the panel are Armor Wars, the Werewolf by Night special, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday special.
That's odd, but are they that... maybe they're just not consequential enough. Maybe they're like just... fun projects are gonna like just drop and be like, hey, let's have fun.
But Armor Wars,
I think will be part of Phase 5. Not Phase 5, Phase 6.
Really?
Yeah.
They've pushed it.
I have.
Because I think the director of it, or the showrunner, came out on Twitter and was like, "It's definitely happening."
I've devoted my life to this. It should be made.
Yeah. But maybe they'll talk about it in September at D23.
It would be weird though, because if they do announce the missing project D23, like Werewolf by Night, like, hey guys, we're making this. We've made this show, this special, and it's out in a week's time.
Being directed by Michael Giacchino.
So it is. I completely forgot about that. I hope he scored it as well.
What if it's a silent film scored by Michael Giacchino?
Be beautiful.
And it was just that. But yeah, those are all the projects coming out in Phase 5. What are you most looking forward to? You could tell us in the comments below, or tweet us at Ohio Films, or at RealJordySteele, or at CamzoOG. Please subscribe, please like, please share. Thank you very much for watching. Look out for our Phase 6 and 7.
Oh my god.
They didn't talk about Phase 7, but we're going to talk about it anyway. Bye!